Hello, I'm Sharon. Welcome to Global Action Plan's Power of Growing Your Own video series. Today we will be discussing biodiversity in your garden. For this video we're going to talk about biodiversity and how you can increase biodiversity in your garden. A few tips. The biggest one of all is not to use chemicals or pesticides in your garden, because they don't only kill the pests that you want to get rid of, they actually harm all species. That's the biggest thing, and if you do that you're already halfway there. So another thing is to introduce pollinator friendly plants for all seasons, not only for summer and spring, but for winter and autumn also, so that there's something when, early in the year or late in the year for bees and moths and butterflies. That's another thing. Having water in your garden is another way of having all sorts of wildlife in your garden. It doesn't have to be a huge pond. We have a nice pond here, but it could be a little dish of water, it could be a basin left to fill, it could be little capfuls of water for the bees and different things. So be creative. You don't have to have a big pond, and it doesn't have to be something built or structured. It could just be something you left to collect the rainwater. Habitats. So for example, there's certain butterflies that they like nettles. Now we have every weed under the sun in this garden, but we don't have nettles for some reason. But a patch of nettles left to do their own thing is where the butterflies will lay their young, and when the young hatch they eat the nettles, so it's their food. It's a nursery and their food. So that's, if you like having butterflies in the garden, that's a good way. Plants like buddleia are great for butterflies as well. We have a plant here, Comfrey, and it serves a couple of purposes. It can be used as a liquid feed, so you chop up the leaves and you put it in water and you can use that to feed your plants, but also the flowers on it are very attractive to bees. Some other things would be to have areas, keep grass long. Don't cut all the grass, like leave, if some of your lawn, don't cut for 6 weeks to let the clover and all the other little wildflowers grow. We have a patch over here which we call the woodland loosely, but we don't cut the grass at all in there, so we leave it all as it is, and then it just falls over and then it starts again next year. If you have the space to plant trees and shrubs, especially native ones, they provide habitats and food for many species. And like shelter and nesting spots, so they have, if you can do that, but you can include small shrubs in your garden. Another thing would be, like, which you'll see when we have a look at the garden later, is don't just plant a variety of plants to cover all different invertebrates and insects and stuff, but also do enough so that there's like one lavender plant, as good as it is and is better than none, is not enough to feed a lot of bees and things. So if you plant a block of them, well then you're obviously providing food source for them. And if you want to, you put them in certain areas where they'd want to be. So that's another thing. I think that bare soil. So for some insects, they like to burrow and nest under the soil, so bare soil as well. So they're some of the points that I would say for biodiversity. Thank you for watching these videos. I hope we've helped with your gardening journey. If you have any questions or you need any other support, you can contact us on the Global Action Plan website or Facebook page.